through political security, economic and cultural pressure, France maintains a tight stranglehold in francophone Africa to serve its interests and maintain imperial prestige. African leaders are known for being corrupt and of not working in the interest of their citizens. However, even if they wanted to be honest leaders, they would not be able to do so. Why? Here are a few reasons. 1. The former colonies have to pay colonial debt. 2. France can automatically confiscate the African country's national reserves. 3. France claims the right to exploit any natural resource discovered in the country. France claims it has the first right to buy any natural resources found on the territory of its ex-colonies. These African countries are also not allowed to seek other partners freely. 4. France forces African countries to give preference to French interests in companies in the field of public procurement and public bidding. 5. France claims an exclusive right to supply military equipment and training to African military officers. 6. France claims a right to deploy troops and intervene in the African country to defend France's interests. 7. The African countries are obliged to make French the official language of the country and of education. 8. France's former colonies are forced to use the colonial currency of CFA, the CFA franc, which brings to about $500 billion annually to the French treasury. 9. The African countries are obliged to send France an annual balance and reserve report. Without the report, the African countries cannot get money from the reserves of the France Central Bank. Also, the central banks of ex-colonies are controlled and managed by the France Central Bank. 10. The African countries are prohibited from entering into any military alliance among themselves. 11. The African countries are obliged to ally only with France during a situation of war or global crisis. 12. More than 1 million African soldiers contributed to the defeat of Nazism and fascism in World War II. However, this contribution has been ignored or underestimated. In conclusion, France has been looting and exploiting Africa since the times of slavery. There are still French military bases and soldiers in Africa under the pretense of protection. But in fact, they are there to control and oppress the local citizens. France has held the national reserves of these 14 African countries since 1961: Benin, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, Mali, Niger, Senegal, Togo, Cameroon, Central African Republic, Guinea-Bissau, Equatorial Guinea, Chad, Congo, Brazzaville, and Gabon. Why do the so-called liberated and free African countries still pay a humiliating colonial tax? Is it not time to stop this complete hypocrisy and inhumanity? This article was previously published by Uhuru News.